I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gene Edwards. You are watching Lubed. This is my preview video of the Western Conference Final between the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. This is going to start on May 31st, game number 1. There is now, at this point, still 5 teams remaining, but after tomorrow, either the Rangers or Carolina will take on the Lightning, and of course the Oilers taking on the Avs. 4 teams remaining after tomorrow night. 28 other teams have seen their demise for this year and are planning for next year, and maybe golfing. Who knows what they're doing? But yeah, the Oilers are still in the dance, and I'm so proud for them. Up and down year that they've had, and I'm going to be doing a year in review video when this is all done and said, and that's going to be a pretty good discussed video. I got lots to talk about on this video, and I'm going to do a lot of number crunching on this video, so be forewarned, there is going to be a lot of number talks. We're going to get right into it right now, as we will talk about the dates of the games and times of the game. So it's looking like every game is going to be a 8 p.m. Eastern Standard start time, which is 5 p.m. for people out in BC, and 6 p.m. for you folks in Alberta, which is good because, you know, people have to work the next day and people want to see it if it goes to overtime and that. I may release videos on the game day, the night after. We'll see. I'm not going to commit to that yet. So for now, we're still sticking to my videos being released the next day, but we'll see. Anyway, the games are going to be, so Tuesday's the first game in Colorado. Thursday, they'll play the second game in Colorado. Then they come home to Edmonton on Saturday and on June 6th. And then the if necessary games are June 8th, 10th, and 12th, which will be Colorado, Edmonton, Colorado. Okay, as far as the matchup goes, the head-to-head matchup, seasonal matchup that they had this year, there was 3 matches. 2 of the games were very tight games and were decided in overtime or shootout. One of them was decided convincingly. So on March 21st, 2022, the Oilers and Avs met for the first time in Colorado. This game went to overtime as the Avalanche edged the Oilers 3-2. Followed by a couple weeks later, as they met in Edmonton, the Avs beat the Oilers 2-1 in a shootout. So you can see both these games were close. Then their final meeting on April 22nd, Edmonton handily beat the Avs, double downing on them 6-3 in regulation in Edmonton. So we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, Colorado has won the season series, but they were tight. Edmonton has beat them pretty handily when it came to the final meeting. So we will see. And then when we look at the player-to-player matchups, you got Leon Draisaitl for points. He's got 17 points compared to Nathan MacKinnon's 6 points. So that's a very huge variance. The one that's a little bit closer out of this group is Zach Hyman has 6 goals. He edges out Nazem Kadri with 4 goals. So that one's close. Then we get another one with a wide margin, and this is assists. It's Leon Draisaitl with 15 assists to Bowen Byram's 5 assists. And then another one that's a huge margin is not a massive margin, but it's double over double. is McDavid's plus minus. He's at 9. Landeskog is at 4. As far as the goaltending goals, Mike Smith has a playoff record now of 8-3-0 for a 2.70 goals against average, a 927 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Darcy Kemper has a 6-2-0 record, 2.44 goals against average, for a 904 save percentage. So even Mike Smith so far has been with a better record than Darcy Kemper. Let's dive into some more. Like I said, there's going to be lots of numbers in here. I'm going to try to go a little bit slower just so you guys can kind of get what I'm saying and not just spewing out a bunch of numbers. We're going to start off with the offensive numbers. As far as goals go, and this is all based off of the regular season, what they did in the regular season, just so you know. So in the regular season, Colorado was 4th with 3.76 goals for. The Edmonton Oilers were tied for 7th with 3.48. As far as shots on goal went, Edmonton edged Colorado here. They had 34 shots on goal average per game, which was 10th in the league. Oh, actually, sorry, I got that mixed up. Colorado actually edged them. Colorado had 35.1 shots per game, which was 4th in the league. Edmonton was 10th in the league with 34. As far as the power play went, Oilers were 3rd with an average of 26% on the power play. The Avs were 7th with 24%. Face-off percentage, the Oilers were averaging 51.3, making them 8th, tied for 8th in the league. Colorado's actually way down there on face-offs, so you can expect the Oilers to win a lot of face-offs in this series. They were 28th in the league with 47.3. Shooting percentage, Edmonton was 11th in the league with 10.2%. And the Avs were 10.7%, making them 6th in the league. So a lot of the stats offensively go to the Avs, but what I've seen out of this playoff year so far, and you can't contest it, is the Oilers have been explosive. When you got Draisaitl, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kane all leading in points, and then you get your next player. So I know this regular season says this kind of story, but I think the offense for the Oilers has improved since the playoffs have begun. So we'll see what happens. Defensive stats, this is where Oilers really struggled in the year, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these have definitely improved. Goals allowed, Colorado was 9th overall in the season. Edmonton was 18th. And that was Colorado had 2.83. Edmonton had 3.06. Shots allowed. Colorado was 19th in the league with 32 shots allowed per game. Edmonton was 21st with 32.3. So right there, very, very close stat. Penalty minutes. Edmonton was fairly disciplined. They were 10th in the league, averaging 8.1 penalty minutes per game. The Avs were averaging 9.1 penalty minutes per game in 21st position. Penalty kill percentage. The Avs were 15th in the league with a 79.7%. The Oilers were 17th in the league with 79.4%. So there's a lot of similar stats with this. It's going to be interesting to see, but like I said, the Oilers, I think since that LA series, I think that was probably the best series they could have, and I think that's what's going to propel them, because that LA series was a hard-fought series. As far as the lineups go for the Avalanche, it's Landeskog, McKinnon, Lehkonen, Nichushkin, Kadri, Rantanen, Burakovsky, Compier, and Abe Kubel. Cogliano, Helm, and O'Connor is the forwards. Defensemen, It's Taves and McCarr, Johnson and Manson, Bo Byram and Eric Johnson. So Josh Manson, the son of Dave Manson, Edmonton's defensive coach. It's going to be a father-son little matchup there. As far as injuries go, I got to talk about the goalies here. Your goaltenders for the Avs is Kemper and Francouz. 2 injuries to report, and that's Ryan Murray and Samuel Girard. As far as the Edmonton Oilers go, so those 2 injuries, I'm sure they're a little bit more banged up like the Edmonton Oilers. There's no injuries going to be on the Oilers reported, but we also know that Leon Draisaitl was a little bit hurt. Nurse, there's a few guys that are banged up, which is good that they have this little bit of resting time to kind of rest and recover. For the Oilers, it's Evander Kane, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Hopkins, Nugent Hopkins, and Puljujärvi. Warren Foegele, Ryan McLeod, Kyler Yamamoto, Josh Archibald, Derek Ryan, Zach Kassian are your forwards. Defensive pairings, Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci, Duncan Keith, Evan Bouchard, Brett Kulak, and Tyson Berry. The goaltending tandem is Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen. No injuries to report, and we go to what Covers is deeming the likely winner of Game 1. And they got the Avs at 71% as a favorite, which I'm kind of surprised to see that. With the offensive might that the Oilers have brought on, I would think I can understand having the Avs as a favorite because they were the better team throughout the season. But right now, they are the favorite. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As far as some of the trends go, so the Oilers are 4-0 in their last 4 with a team with a winning record. The Oilers are also 6-1 in their last 7 after scoring 5 or more goals in a previous game. The Avs are 6-0 in their last 6 Tuesday games. They are 11-2 in their last 13 when their opponents score 5 or more goals in the previous game. They are 55-13 in their last 68 games as home favorite, and they are 55-13 in their last 68 games at home. So, that's a bit of a breakdown for you. We'll see how those trends actually hold up. And we'll see what happens on Tuesday. I'm definitely looking forward to it and also starting to consider that maybe I need to take some time off work for the Stanley Cup final and go down to Edmonton and go to the Moss Pit and enjoy a couple beers and party on with you guys. But I don't know, maybe I'm getting too old for that too. It's going to be fun, guys. I am so pumped and so excited to watch this. Tuesday night, guys, let's go. Once again, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe. And I will continue making these videos for you. Let's go, Oilers!